So here we are in Aswan, the unfinished obelisk in southern Egypt. See the scoop marks there? This is Elephantine Island. This box was precisely carved by advanced machines, building on top of the foundations of old ones. This is the Nile in a sandstorm. It's huge. This is Kom Ombo, Crocodile Temple. This is Esna, another site along the Nile. It was covered up to almost the ceiling for a while, so it's really well preserved and renovated as well. They call this the Obama. This is a Karnak Temple. Supposedly it's the largest temple, religious site in the world. Here's evidence of a core drill or some sort of advanced boring technology that was able to cut circular holes into granite, which is one of the hardest stones there is. This is the Valley of the Kings. Inside these tombs of the pharaohs, they're just incredibly colorful and richly decorated with hieroglyphs and paintings from top to bottom all over. They're cut way down into the bedrock, deep into the earth. This is the Ramesseum on the west bank of the Nile, outside of Luxor. This statue right here once stood, weighs over 100 tons, carved out of granite, brought from Aswan. There's another view of it. And the precision and the smoothness in which these are carved is just amazing. This is the Colossi of Memnon. And here we are back at Luxor Temple at night. It's really quite amazing and awe-inspiring at night, seeing it lit up like this. You could say it was lit. There's a view from the central courtyard. And this is at Abydos, the controversial hieroglyphs that some say depict a helicopter, spaceship, and tank. This is the funeral temple of Seti I. Some of the really well preserved paintings, or the paint on the hieroglyphs. And this is the Osireon outside of the Seti I temple in Abydos, and this is built by a far more ancient civilization. Huge blocks of granite used in the construction. It's much deeper. Nobody really knows who built it or why, but it's definitely much older. Here we are in Dendera. Yeah. It's a temple dedicated to Hathor. And this is also the place where you find the Dendera light bulb, which is right there. And it depicts, some say, some form of electricity or way to illuminate. And it's down beneath the temple in these crypts that are, a story or two down underneath the earth. the end of a long, like, narrow hallway. Right there you can see. Is that a representation of a light bulb? Some sort of lost technology? Who knows? And this is the Cairo Museum here, which just got more stuff than you could ever look at in one day. But you see all sorts of different things here. They just have stuff stacked on top of each other. But you see on the left there, what is that? Looks like a turntable from the Flintstones or something. And then you see here incredibly flat surfaces and the angles. And this statue is carved out of diorite. Diorite's one of the hardest stones on the planet. We could only carve it today with diamond drill bits. There's no way they did it with primitive copper chisels. But the eyes of all these statues from the Old Kingdom are just amazing. They almost look into your soul or something. Very realistic. Or tooling marks. This is Snefru. And that's Khufu, the only representation they've ever found of him. The tiny little statue. Supposedly he built the Great Pyramid. Yeah, right. And then again, you see some just amazing statues here. And then we're about to get into Akhenaten, which is right there. In the Amarna period. And these strange depictions of human or humanoids. Like that one right there. What is that? The odd-shaped heads. Doesn't look like any human I know. Here's a mummy. Bam. This was found in the tomb of Tutankhamun. The schist disc. And these pottery that they found at Saqqara, they're clearly used, a lathe was used to make them. And they're just so perfect, it's kind of mind-boggling. And here we are at Saqqara, the step pyramid. Deep shaft. Here we are going into the Pyramid of Wenis. Long, arduous climb down in there.
They've changed this box.
This is more discussing geological things.
He said it was a basalt, and it's clearly not a basalt. It's covered in something.
Again, there's Saqqara, the Pyramid of Zoser. Or they attribute to Zoser anyway. Brian
We are
Forrester
headed down into the
Yusuf
Serapeum, or Serapeum, as it's also called.
Stop it, you're just making it sound French.
No, that's what Yusuf sound like.
Oh, is that right?
And stay tuned for part 2. We're just getting started.